Hi guys, welcome back to Occultists Anonymous for our Richmond mini-series. And that was our storyteller. Our storyteller just left. So how y'all doing? As always, Occultists Anonymous is sponsored by Roll20, the Onyx Path, and viewers like you. Thank you very much to our patrons who support us monetarily, give us a little bit of monetary support, and lets us do extra cool stuff like character art, which is the most recent thing. And that art is done, and we are working on overlay stuff, and it looks pretty fabulous and feathery. Because it is the Rookery, and
Herbs.
Dang it, we might as well update it. Yeah, so, cool. But yes, thank you specifically to Al, Alan, Michael, Alexander, Algos, Badur, Bernie, Brendan, Danny, Emil, Giovanni, It's Michael, James, Jenny, John, Josh, Julian, Cat Feathers, Lance, Melissa, Michael, Moku, New Sympathy, Who Dis, who is that actually? Doc, Noba, Not Michael, Perry, Puppeteer, Rovisgrad, Ryan, Schmitty, Sebastian, Senna, Terry, Thomas, Usuf Sama, Firekeeper, and your ass looks great in that vest. That must be Noctal. Thank you. Good God. Thank you guys for your support and continual harassment. And I look over into chat and where Noctal says, I forgot what I sent my Patreon name to. Now he remembers. Cool. Yeah, screw it. Let's get into it. If Chris is ready. Chris ran off. I don't know what's going on.
Hi. I just had
Have you done all the brought to you buys and such?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I just read through the list of 45,000 names.
36. 36
Mages.
patrons.
You are them. They are you. You have the power inside you all along because it was friendship. Welcome to the last episode of Richmond, Virginia Mages.
Yeah.
Woof. My brain just fell out of my head.
Sure.
Give me one quick second to recollect myself.
So to remind everybody where we left off.
That's my job. Don't steal my job.
Okay. Oh, I was just giving you a moment.
Just because I'm shitty at my job doesn't mean you have to take it from me.
Hey, any storytelling role that you want to take on, man, I'll sit back here with my Gengar cup.
Yeah, for sure. So when we left off, the three of these Shucklefuck mages had finally all met each other. Had gathered up on Brown's Island, right on the banks of the James River in Richmond, and there were some werewolves there that they had met, and were discussing on the intruders in the shadow, the Warbringers. And suddenly the air turned to silver. The werewolves started freaking out. Our mages here, our protagonists, I guess.
Can't call them heroes.
Dip set over to the shadow side, see what was going on, and
get away from the werewolves.
Face down a couple of seers from the Orphean ministry. Though at the same time, a supernal being,
what was it? Totem?
A totem, looking like a coyote made of mirrors, inverted the gauntlet in the area and pushed the spirit side to the material and the material to the spirit, which resulted in the queen of the spirit court, the James River, to be pushed to the physical side. We left off with, I think, Amanita looking over and calming down the werewolves with some big dick life magic. And that's where we'll pick up. Y'all are still on the shadow side, and there are 3 werewolves staring down at this mirror coyote, still in a very aggressive stance.
Sure. And then we have one werewolf over on our side who's being chill. Cool.
And a big bubble where the world is upside down.
Right.
So yeah, that's where we'll start. Is Jonas looks over with his wolf senses and sees that his pack has calmed down, that they have calmed down.
Here.
Yeah, I was to say Javier.
Yes, Javier. I just looked down at my notes and saw the first J and was like, yep, that's the one. Yes,
Is the other
Javier.
one Mohawk guy?
Because Jonas is the
Mhm.
Mohawk guy, yeah.
Jonas is the Mohawk guy.
Does the Mohawk come over in Garu or Dalu form? Well, Dalu form probably. Oh,
Dalu Farm,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Garu, no.
Like not even a little pink stripe just out. Okay.
No, it's not fucking Shadowrun.
It should be. No.
Yeah. So Javier sees that his pack has calmed over and kind of just leans forward and steps through to the other side to go catch up with them.
Okay, cool. I'm trying to remember. Did Amanita actually mention that you'd managed to calm them down and that the Supernal Being was still over there?
Yeah, I will tell you that now that it's happened. Wolves are chill. They might still kill the little coyote. We need to deal with this.
Sure. I can.
Yeah, I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah. Do you want to intervene and stop them from killing it? I'm not going to get between 5 werewolves and whatever they want to kill. But I feel like maybe we should tell
I'm
them
guessing
not
the
to.
queen was in on this plan, so if we're going to do something, it better be quick, or she's going to start laying waste.
Well, she was slumbering, right? Like the legit spirit slumber. Okay. So.
Yeah, is she awake?
A threat, but not an immediate threat.
She's stirring, yes.
Okay.
In the process of waking up. Yeah. All right.
I can get us back over to the other side with the werewolves and, well, if it's a fiercest beast, then Amanita might try and interact with it. Maybe convince it to undo this. Otherwise, I mean, I'm a Mastigos with space magic, so I have an idea, but...
I mean, can you, just like out of character, could you overwrite what a Supernal has done for someone else?
I mean, whatever a Supernal has done is a thing that has now been done. And so, it can be undone. It's not like it's somehow...
If you make a deal with it also?
I mean, potentially, yeah. I mean, yeah, not me, but yes. I think Amanita could.
Okay, well, I guess we should go try to stop them from murdering it long enough for us to talk to it and see what's up.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to throw together a quick spell. Scale, instant, is that all I need for teleport? I keep underestimating how much I need.
Because we don't need a duration or anything. You're just going.
Yep. The mage with their brand new Spirit 3 could probably do it.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, Spirit 3 can just make a gate if you're.
Oh yeah, I can open a door.
Mm-hmm.
Might be easier to teleport though. Because you have space 4, yeah, and teleport's 3.
Teleport's 4.
Okay.
Though technically, I guess I could co-locate and do the same thing you could do, and I don't have to fight the Gauntlet. I get. Well, neither do you because it's a locus. Trying to see here. Blah 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 blah. Oh, actually, it might be better for you to do it because you could actually leave it open. You could leave a doorway open.
Yeah, but I would need 3 reach to do that. And I've overreached a lot so far in the past, few minutes.
Gotcha. I mean, quick, reaction from Amanita. Do I do this or do you do this?
I mean, I think it might be better for you to do it.
All right. instant and scale. How much free reach? 1. What's my gnosis? 5. How many dots you got in primary? 4. Penalties to potency 0. Duration 0. Scale -2, so I can get my buddies in here. Bonus from yantras. Shadow name. I'm doing this on behalf of the Concilium for another 3. High speech for another 2. And so we'll just do those 3. Bonuses from other sources. Nope. I think, yeah, my skill, my yantra bonus is overly high, but 14. No. Yeah, 14. 5, 5, 4.
Cool.
Cool.
So 3 dice of paradox.
Plus at least 1, maybe 2. So
No, I still have my count from last time.
okay.
So looks like 5 dice of paradox.
Oh yeah, actually, because I have another yantra
Good.
slot, I can actually put in my dedicated magical tool for just that. So that'll take care of 2. So
Back down to 3.
yeah, and I'll let that ride.
Okay. Good.
All right. 7 successes.
Good lord.
Yep. Teleport. I'm good at it, apparently.
Super good.
Whoop.
You do take nearly 30 seconds to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So 30 seconds of the werewolves talking about what they're going to do happens.
Sure.
And you arrive on the other side. Top side.
Actually, because I can actually teleport us both through the gauntlet and physically. Are we good with me teleporting literally next to the werewolves? So there's no,
Yeah,
we're
that's
way
fine.
over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, metaphysically, you're still very much in the same space, more or less.
Right.
Because y'all didn't really move when you came through.
Oh, that's true. Well, I was thinking of the werewolves chasing after
The fox was further away and they went to it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
coyote. Not that far.
not that far.
Yeah, pop out the other side and go, whoa, hang on, guys. That's about as far as Drifter's got planned.
From this side, you can see that there is the 2 of you with spirit side especially can see kind of the inverse of that dome that you kind of saw before. And there is basically normal stuff happening, and the river flows, and then suddenly it just kind of inverts, and laying in the middle of a spirit riverbed is the queen waking up, the giantess sort of spirit, kind of doing that whole stretch after waking up after a long nap kind of thing.
Sure.
And the 4 werewolves are all surrounding this coyote and are kind of arguing very quickly about what to do. What do you do?
I still
I
got
mean,
my
do we
gun
have
out.
it-
I'm just keeping an eye to make sure there's no other surprises from me.
Sure.
That's true. I mean, they're arguing. Do we have, especially since we're popping in and we're jumping in middle of conversation? Do we have an idea of who's leaning what way and what they're thinking of doing?
Do you speak first tongue?
Nope. Cool. Naz?
You could roll. Could roll wits plus spirit.
Just try to see if we can figure out what they're saying.
Because when you talk to spirits, you have kind of a high speechy translation mechanism with them a lot of times. So yeah, you can try and get an idea.
I got 2 successes.
Oh, no, space.
Yeah, persuasion. It's fine. You got some successes in the first 7 dice, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so you both get an idea that and a lot of body posture and stuff comes into this too. But that Mariana, who is the woman in the job, and Javier both think that they should eliminate whatever this threat is. And the other two are that Jonas and Amy are both trying to figure out what it is and what a more reasonable approach is. More thoughtful approach. But, the Ithi Hour and the Isle of Death want to think things out a little bit. Surprise, surprise.
Right.
Okay. I just want to step up and be like, guys, we might be able to have it help us.
And it just has that chittering little coyote laugh.
Don't laugh at me. It's
I've already been so helpful.
Could you undo this?
Of course I could.
What would it take to get you to undo this?
Well, you'd have to do something amusing for me.
What do you consider amusing?
It stands up on its paws, on its back paws, and for a moment just is very moves in a very anthropomorphic way that just doesn't make sense with how its body is shaped, and just gestures around. It's this is pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then settles back down into 4 paws.
Sort of trickster spirit.
Yeah.
Having a great time.
Very coyote.
I don't have any ideas on how to amuse a trickster.
I am not
So
getting
far out of
involved
my
in
depth.
the totem piece. That's a whole other thing.
I mean, I could take some dead seers and make them tap dance for you. But
That's more of a joke than a trick, isn't it? And a bad one at that. And then he looks up at the werewolves. He's like, are y'all gonna do anything, or can I just take a step back and get out of this?
I mean, they're
And
debating on whether or not to kill you.
oh, I know. I understand them.
As the werewolves, do you have any ideas for how to appease a trickster spirit? Because
That's
don't.
actually of all the local experts, werewolves probably are actually.
Javier just reaches down and just grabs it by the scruff of the neck. Pulls it up. You will write this, or you will die.
I mean,
I'm not sure I'm okay with that option.
also, I'm pretty sure it can just leave.
Not sure about that either.
I mean, it's a supernal. If it's done what they required of it.
Has to go back to its summoning circle.
Mm-hmm. That's the only safe way for it to get
Oh,
back.
right.
How much of a dick is Drifter? Nope, Drifter's not getting involved with the totem spirit. I think that's probably totem beast. I think that's probably the end result there. Yeah, actually, while you guys are working that, Drifters, I wrote one template and I realize I'm not going to actually use that one. So you can ignore that. That was going to be for universal language, but
Okay.
I don't need that. But I am going to, before somebody sees this and freaks out, I am going to incognito presence this whole area.
Okay.
It's very big.
Yeah, but I mean, I can get there with reach. Okay, so I need instant and scale and duration.
And scale and scale and scale.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
Let's see here.
not campus, but the one below that, probably.
I have 4 mines. So that gives me 3 free reach. 5, 4. Don't need potency. Don't need. We'll say -2 for duration. Wait, it's duration spell. I don't actually need that. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this doesn't have.
While he's figuring that.
The hand.
While he's figuring. Yeah, I don't have the cheat sheet. Sorry.
That's okay.
It's a -8.
Okay.
If you want to cover up like the whole inversion and everything. While he's figuring that out, Vicar, what are you up to?
There's not a lot of humor in Vicar, so he's kind of lost on how to amuse a spirit, so he's just keeping an eye out to make sure there's no other surprises lurking. The thought is that these two probably weren't acting alone, so there might be some backup here.
I just want to ask it some questions. Can you tell us who summoned you? Oh, no, you can. Will you?
Sure, I'll give you that one for free. One of those two.
Cool.
Who are not actually visible to us from here, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I've dropped extras aside at this point because we're on this side now.
Yeah, questions?
Why did they want you to do this? Did they give a reason, or did they just ask you to do it?
They just told me to play a trick. I understand.
And you chose to do this.
Well, they asked me to do this.
This was
They
the trick
convinced me.
they asked them to do.
Because it was a good trick. Everything's all topsy-turvy.
It is. It's not great.
The queen is, you said she was stirring, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what would be a good trick? The moment the queen wakes up, flip it back.
And what does that accomplish?
Well, the queen would be a good trick on the queen because she is part of the plan they wanted to get her on the side and she was on board with that. So she'll wake up and see she's on this side, and then at the last moment you flip her back, and then it's a trick on her.
Don't know that she
Right?
was necessarily on board with
Yeah, all
this.
4 of the werewolves snap their face over and are like,
Yeah, she's been sleeping and
She-
likely for a bit.
Yeah,
would never be in on this.
like I said, I got nothing.
Yeah,
That's the best I can
and I
come up
appreciate it because that's Vicar from the like prime magic I have no spirit side of how about this? No.
No.
So quick question for Yantras.
Mhm.
Do you think a werewolf would count as a representational aspect of the Gauntlet or the Shadow? I mean, it would at least be a 1 because there's a it
Yeah,
represents.
I'll give you a 1.
Cool. So that becomes Yantra bonus of 6. I don't have the -2 sets. 9 minus 8 is 1, plus 6 is 7 dice. And there's no paradox on that.
What? This is just incognito presence on the whole area?
Yeah, for basically everybody on the outside, they'll look right at it and ignore it. Hopefully, the Yantra bonus.
Whatever, it's just the river. I've walked by it a million times.
Right, exactly. Don't mind the fact that the river is literally standing up and waking up and, whoop. Okay, nothing to see here. Cool. And oh, hey, I have Gnosis 5. I can actually handle an extra spell in my spell control. Okay. So yeah, Drifter, does that, over a handful of seconds, 18, I guess, and turns around and says, okay, we have a little bit of cover before everybody sees this trick. So
Are we also covered by it?
I'm covering the area. So whatever is in the area is basically ignored by the people who are outside of it.
Okay.
So that gives us some time.
To entertain this coyote, I have an idea. I can turn myself into a mirrored coyote.
You can do that?
Yes. I can turn you into a mirrored coyote.
I mean, advanced skill is just one more reach. I mean, give it a whirl.
The only downside is that, like, all of your gear will fall off onto the ground.
Like I said, I'm not volunteering.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I'm going to just make myself look like it.
Okay.
I clicked the wrong thing. That's 2 reach because I need instant and duration. Got 1, so I'm overreaching by 1.
And this is
Shape changing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not making myself look like it. I am copying it completely. Mantras, I've got. I'm going to use my magical soul to cut down on the paradox I'm going to be getting. High speech for 2. This doesn't really apply to my shadow name at all. What? My rod is just a matter of, like, control and forming things.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes 3, because I don't think my magical tool counts. It's a weapon. Is that? I assume that was.
Depends on the tool.
Pull that up.
Gotta
confirm. It's a wood and stone sickle.
Yeah, you need like a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No usable power.
So you're transforming yourself into a coyote that has the properties of reflective skin.
I want to look like this guy.
True.
I won't be like, I guess if it's like actually mirrored.
Yeah, I think
like
it's like made of
skins.
segment.
Made of mirrors, I can't do that. But I can make myself like a sparkly coyote.
Disco ball coyote.
A disco ball coyote.
Yep.
8 and 6 is 14.
Yes.
5 successes. The paradox.
Yeah. You were at +2, so 4 dice.
I reduced by 2 because I use my tool.
Okay. All good.
Okay.
So yeah, you shift down into a sparkly disco ball coyote shape, and the werewolves look over, and and Javier's like, "All right, this is getting ridiculous."
Welcome to being, well, not being a mage. Welcome to hanging out with sorcerers.
And I'm just going to laugh back at it.
Okay.
I mean,
it kind of chitters along. And, this is a pretty good trick. Imitation and flattery, you know.
mm-hmm.
But what are you going to do with it? just standing there looking like me. Is it a trick?
Trying to decide if I want to take, I guess, active Cubus role, just go like run down the street looking like this.
What I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. Last session.
Run over there through those. Just over there, there's a picnic happening.
Mhm.
Go and
That could be
steal
fun,
their
actually.
picnic basket
Sure,
and bring it back, and maybe I'll help you.
I will do that. Just to prance off. Yeah, steal their food or something. If they have
Steal
a basket,
picnic
just
basket.
yeah, grab it by the handle and run back.
Just straight up Yogi Bear in it.
Make these people think, what the
Well, the best part is they're like, "Where'd our picnic basket go?" And then you cross the threshold, and they're like, "Shoot, where'd it go?" What was
Yeah, there's a very weird feeling family over there, but 300 yards away. But you come back and the coyote just laughs and laughs and laughs. That chittery little coyote chuckle.
Drifter is going to look and see what is in the picnic basket, and like, well, I mean, it's here.
I mean, we got
Some
it now.
sandwiches, some snack packs.
Like, these are handed out to the werewolves.
They're
Like,
just
anybody
no,
being hospitable.
they only eat organic.
Sure. Yep. Mhm.
I mean, they're all hipsters, but also
Also, yep.
like werewolf taste. You probably don't want to eat shitty food.
I believe it.
Javier like throws the coyote to the ground. It's like, all right. I heard him. He said he would help you. Coyote, flip it back. And about this time, make a perception roll.
Wits
Do I get a
plus
bonus for
exposure.
being a coyote now?
Sure.
Legit questions.
You can have a +2.
For animal
Ugh.
senses?
Oh, wait, hang on. I have trained observer. What's that do again? 9 again?
Why didn't it
8
go?
again. 9 again.
Dang, would not help me.
Where did it go? I clicked it.
Is it asking you about bonuses?
Oh.
Whoa!
Oh, what? It was lagged. Okay.
You see it.
Yeah.
The bubble starts to waver and pop, and you can see that everything's starting to meld back, and the coyote laughs a little bit more viciously this time,
Mm-hmm.
and then takes off like between the werewolf's legs and runs off.
Cool. I'm going to no.
Yeah, can I lunge at it and try to catch it?
I want to ban it.
Well,
What's up?
that's what I was thinking too, but I don't want to be responsible for it not getting back in time.
They're just like, nah, I'm good at this. I got this.
Well, Vicar
Fish in a barrel.
is good at
Yeah, that's
that.
what I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep flipping y'all's names.
Yeah, like, was that it undoing the spell, or is it just laughing at us and running away now?
Yes, the thing that you see is that the river has started to flow in through the bubble and is washing around the queen, as the reversal of the spell is not going as orderly as it did the first time.
He's doing it, but he's doing it his way.
Mhm.
Sure, okay.
Because Trickster.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, irritating, but Drifter isn't doing anything about it.
I wanted to try and throw a ban. Instant cast. Sentry range. There's no withstand on that.
It's banned.
Don't need scale.
He's a small coyote.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like medium sized.
I mean, they're definitely smaller than human, which is size.
But yeah, if a person is 5, a coyote's probably like a 3.
Right.
Because a 2 is like this.
Mhm.
This size.
2 successes on a ban.
Wait for the paradox, though.
Yep.
So there's 2 dice paradox.
Mhm.
So you got a +1 from last time, so 3.
Okay.
Of course, Vicar's definitely not
Vicar's
the
the paradox king.
not the guy we needed. Getting that rolled that 5 wisdom.
4.
Is
Oh,
it
right.
4?
Oh my god. Good luck.
Hey,
Hey!
You did
Take 2 bashing.
Ow.
The coyote takes
2 lethal.
2 lethal. And then gets locked in a ban about like a 150 feet away as
Okay.
it kind of started taking off.
Okay. You guys figure out what's going on? Can you do that?
Well, I mean, at this point, it looks like it's all going back. It's just going to go back slowly.
And the queen might stay
It's
on
going
this
to wake
side.
up when the water hits her, right?
And yeah, and like it's kind of like flowing around like over her shoulders and stuff, and she very much is waking up a lot faster
Mhm.
and kind of starts to sit up
Sure.
and like look around at everything.
Quick look over at the werewolves, our resident spirit, friends. Is this going to be a problem, or can I just open a door big enough for you all to walk back to the shadow?
Fuck if I know, dude. This
Yeah.
is all your thing.
It's a big river
What-
spirit. That's not my thing.
Just throwing out an idea here. What kind of scale is the queen?
Extremely large.
Very big.
So what kind of a dice penalty are we talking about?
-10.
-10.
Wait,
You only
Because-
did -8 to fix the whole area.
right.
First. Yep. It scales differently based on size of an individual versus
Okay.
size of an area. But advanced skill -10 is size 30.
Okay.
Man, I could have sworn size of subject was exponential. Okay. Damn.
It's +5 for every
Right.
bump.
Oh.
I looked it up.
Oh, sure. I'm sure you were prepped. But that's fine.
Planned for this.
When you have, if we're going to cast spells on her, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I can shunt her back to the Gauntlet or to the Shadow. It just, might be dicey. Yep, screw
I
it.
mean, with a -10 penalty, it's not going to be that dicey.
You're both terrible.
Reach instant and sensory. How much reach do I have? 1. 5, 4. Don't need bonus for potency. Don't need duration. Scale is -10. Wait, how much reach did I say? Instant and sensory, right? Okay.
Yeah. And then
Ah.
-10.
Mm-hmm. Bonus from Yantra. Yeah, I'm gonna need a minute. Fortunately, I have extra Yantras. Doing this on behalf of the Concilium for 3. Definitely not my shadow name, but high speech. My dedicated magical tool, which is a coin. I don't think really applies.
Flip sides.
I dig that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So 5, 6. I like how I said I dig that, like I'm the storyteller. Next week, guys, I'll be back. 6 and I'm literally thinking through. Well, and then I'm just going to grab the sympathetic +1 from werewolf guy representing the shadow.
More of a like environmental,
right? Something like that for +1. So
Sure.
3, 2, 1, 1, 7. Okay.
1.
Bonus from other sources. Yeah, my willpower. Check that off. Check off a mana to make it advanced scale. So 9 minus 10 is -1 plus 10 is 9.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need a minute. Well, actually, I'm not gonna roll that.
1. Yep. Just like
Some paradox.
Right.
Yep. So you're gonna look at 6 dice paradox. Your magical tool. So 4.
Right. Yeah, and I'm gonna
4 all day before you make any decisions.
Then I spend 2 mana. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna roll these. 1 success.
That's fine. I have my full
Okay.
wisdom. As soon as I said that, I was
I
like,
have my
"Those are
full
famous
wisdom too.
It's like famous last words thrown. Okay, so 1 and 1, so I'll take a bashing, and then I'm going to need a couple seconds. So I don't know if I need to stall.
Using all 4 yantras, right?
Yes,
Okay. So yeah, but
24 seconds.
4 seconds. Yeah. So while that's going on, Amanita, what are you doing?
You know, in case I'm not successful.
I don't think the coyotes can help us any further.
Nope. I just didn't want him to cause any more trouble, so that's why I put a ban on him for a bit.
Yeah. I feel like letting it go probably doesn't matter at this point. But you know, if you want to keep it locked down so it doesn't make things worse.
Yeah.
Well, problem is, like, it has to get home eventually.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be able to do that from the ban.
You want to kill it, but
Yeah, you want to think into some of the ramifications of a totem dying next to a big ass spirit.
yeah. I'm going to turn back into a person and get dressed
Sure.
because I can't like talk to anyone as
Right.
with a coyote mouth. So,
Right.
yeah. I figure that probably takes 20 seconds.
So yeah, while you're getting dressed, the giantess, the spirit, is like sitting up, and she starts kind of just like playing in the water that's lapping all around her and like feasting on some resonance. But she starts like looking at her hands as she like scoops up the water, and there's like debris and junk and
Right, because it's
all
the
sorts
river.
of, because it's the actual river. It's not the resonance of the river. It's the actual river with, you know, pollution and stuff like that in it. And she just starts like howling with rage and just yelling out in the first tongue.
So I kind of lean over to, this is the part where it gets bad, have you?
Yeah, just look at them and be like, can y'all?
Yeah, she's not happy, huh? Huh.
Huh? She's your friend, right?
I mean, yeah, we're sort of coexisting. He like looks over at Jonas. It's like, Jonas, what do we do? Because she's gonna, like, if she loses it, we lose it, right?
It's not great. Can you talk to her? I mean, we can talk to her, but I don't know if she'll listen. like promise to clean her river.
It's a long 24 seconds, just gonna say.
I mean, people can talk while someone's getting dressed.
Mhm.
Oh, that's fine.
Sure. But yes, your spell can go off now.
2 successes. The stress of staring that down.
Remind me exactly what you were trying to do.
I'm teleporting her into the shadow.
Okay.
I'm sure she's going to
Teleport
be
has
pissed
a-
and angry, but she can do that over on the other side of the gauntlet. Even if this is a locus with basically 0 gauntlet
Yeah, she can
strength.
still come through though, can't she?
Why do space spells not have withstand?
Because they don't.
But why?
I mean,
I
How
mean,
you
most of
gonna
the time it's because it's sympathetic. This is also where things like, does it have a clash of wills or something like that? Sure. But yeah, because of warping of space as opposed to affecting individuals. I don't
it's
know.
moving the space around you. Like, having a very strong will doesn't affect the fact that someone is physically just moving you.
Sure.
I guess it's the same reason like Prime doesn't have a withstand to do geometry. Was it geomancy? When you start to interact with the world around.
If you affect a hollow, it does.
Well, yeah, if you hollow dance, but I'm talking about like the actual whatever the geomancy thing is that lets you just
Shifting
change
ley
resonance.
lines.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so it pops over.
Which, never mind. I'm not going to bring that up. I'm not going to call down storyteller curse on myself.
And that bubble is like rippling and running across this whole time as the river starts getting back into its natural flow. And the werewolves just kind of look at y'all like, all right, I don't know. You know what? And Javier just like flicks you guys off and just like goes into the shadow to try and deal with his
Talk
own
her
shit.
down. Yeah. I mean, if you can promise, I will promise to clean up her river if that'll make her chill. Like,
Yeah, well, when she's done, like, literally throwing the entire river of resonance around in a tantrum, we'll let her know that. And Jonas and the others step over as well.
Yeah, I'm sure this is going to have absolutely no consequences for us on this side
yeah,
whatsoever.
sure.
Have you all met Bess? Bless?
Yeah, we probably have. She's our hierarch, yeah.
Thinking I might
Oh,
need
in
to
passing.
give her a call.
Yeah. This is a bit above our pay grade.
It's kind of where I'm thinking.
Um,
I mean, we dealt with at least 2 Orpheans.
Yeah.
Author.
Hmm?
Did anybody happen to like pat those bodies down, grab anything off them?
I did.
Oh, okay, good. Because
You didn't tell
might
me
need
what
that.
we had found or anything, but
yeah, while he was calming Javier and I was
that's right.
That's right.
making them
Yep.
chill. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because we might need that to find
The rest of them.
the rest of them.
Because there are more than 2.
I would assume, 4 and 5 seem like a good cabal, or what do they call them? Pylon-sized squads. So, yeah. I'm going to sit here and keep this incognito presence up as long as it's necessary, looking around as
Yeah, as things start.
as the material
fixing
world and
themselves.
Shadow are just like figuring out what the hell it wants to do. find a spot that's, because we're in a park, so I'm sure I can find
There's
something.
benches and stuff.
Yeah, find something to sit down on and go, okay, and watch for any other weirdness that may come through.
So this coyote is going to get loose in a sec. Can you
I would say,
teleport
like,
it if I give you a vid window?
I mean, I can, but teleport it where? Do you know where it goes? Where its summoning circle is?
No,
Right.
but I'm
So
sure
let
there's
it
a
go.
connection. I'm sure there's a connection to it.
Possibly. I mean, but I would just rather like Drifter has no interest in messing with a spirit beast or the totem beast. Yeah, they're beasts, right? Yeah, totem beast from the primal wilds. No, thank you, not my bag. I mess with imps and demons and no.
Okay.
This thing is far too corporeal.
Wild.
Yes, wild.
And about that time, I guess the ban would expire.
Yeah, I do want to recast Exorcist Eye on all of us so we can see what's going on over there.
That is
Okay.
appreciated.
Do
And
that.
I can do that without having to breach now. So they need instant scale and +1 for seeing across the gauntlet. It's already a duration spell. Or wait, no, I need duration too, because it'll only last like 20 seconds.
Few seconds.
So I'm overreach by 1.
Okay. That'll be 5 dice of paradox.
Yeah, chance I've got high speech for 1. I'll use my magical tool to reduce it by 2. And my seeing stone. So 3.
High speech is 2 dice.
Yeah, 2 dice and then my
Okay.
stone. So 3.
Cool. All right. 3 dice paradox.
Ow.
Did you do a 9 and 8 your last time?
Mhm.
Where did I see that? Oh, 9, 8, and 1. That's what it was. Okay.
Okay. So I roll my wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Can you just click that? No, of course not. That would be convenient.
Yes, yet again, I would love for Roll20 to ping me back. I would love to update these character sheets.
You can click almost everything else to make it roll.
Yeah, but
I got 1 success. So 2 damage.
1.
All right, you got 2 successes. So 1.
Wait, how does that work if you don't match all of it?
Then you get
You're just
1 for 1, and then any leftover successes becomes the abyssal conditions.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought it was like upgraded damage if you didn't contain it all. Okay.
It's always the bashing, and then based on how many successes of paradox get through, you get the
Paris
various.
says, I'm pretty sure there's more paradox in this arc than on
That's a good
all of
one.
OA.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
so 1 abyssal dig.
Yeah.
And tactical yeet into the shadow, and there are worse places to be yeeted. Depends who is going
Are
into
there
the
though?
shadow. Yeet a werewolf into the shadow, probably not a big deal.
I'll be right back.
Yeet a geist into the shadow. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, you can take you have to cast with extra reach.
Because that's
Abyss works
Abyssal
its way.
Mago.
The abyssal mago, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly about time it hit me.
Well, you had one of those before, didn't you?
Yeah, I've also just been doing overreach on everything. So
Yep. No, right there with
okay, that's fair. But yeah, now we can see what's going on over there.
you. Drifter feels the spell and goes, I'm not looking forward to this.
You can see that the werewolves have basically grabbed some other spirits, some river spirits and stuff like that, some nature spirits from the park, and have basically beat them down and offered them up as
Sacrifices.
sacrifices to the queen. It's like, here, just don't be mad. Just have a snack. It's fine. It's fine. Trust us. It's fine. Like,
Mhm.
and it's going more or less okay.
They can't hear me if I talk to them, right?
Not unless they have sent their senses to the other side, which
Which is
they're
a super cool werewolf thing, but
but they're focused on what they're doing. So they would not have done that.
I was going to offer what little I could. Like, I have some essence. You can have it.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not, like this might be like we come and repair relationships after this. They seem a bit preoccupied.
When does the coyote come out?
Oh, already. It was just
it was like as we were sitting here to watch.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it pops out with a whole fucking 5 lethal that you guys have caused it.
Oh.
Sure.
Like leaking spirit gunk and stuff.
In the ban, would it still take the?
It's still in the area.
It's
the
the
only
time
issue
it's
is
not.
Oh no, it's the paradox that's caused it damage.
Mhm.
Potentially lack of safe time outside, but yeah, paradox. It's still here. The ban is not like
Yeah,
Just remove
the
it
way
from
I picture
reality, yeah.
the way I picture supernal beings is that they exist on all levels of reality. In the Fallen when they're summoned, so
Sure.
they're in Twilight and they're on the other side of the Gauntlet and they're on this side, and even if they're in a ban, they're still metaphysically here.
Yeah.
So is it dead?
No, it's not dead, but
Okay.
it's got a little limp to it and everything like that, and it just turns around and just snarls at you and then runs off.
Bye.
avoid any sleepers.
Hope you get home in time.
Like I'm just gonna tell myself that he was allied with the Exarchs, and that's how I'm gonna sleep tonight.
I don't think they have allies per se.
Speaking
The
of
Exarchs
how
definitely
people
have
are going to
allies.
sleep tonight, let's have a active hubris roll there, Amanita.
Mhm. For
Let's see.
Yeah.
Purposely. Let's see.
Purposely exposing sleepers to magic, which I think is a 3 dot.
That sounds right. I don't know where these are.
it's definitely not a 1 dot roll because
1 dot
Yeah,
is
it sounds
really
like three
fun.
for sure.
and vice virtue it doesn't. Neither of those apply. We have no obsessions related to mentally screwing with sleepers.
Page 88, by the way, if you're still looking.
Okay, so just roll 3.
Mhm.
No successes. So I
Oof.
lose wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And get megalomania or rampant. Rampant?
You're rampant. Yeah. That's the one that now you just use magic for everything, right?
Magic is the answer.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, that seems right. Also, the resolution is suffer a paradox, so
I
Oh,
mean,
that's way easier than megalomania.
It depends.
depends.
As the mind mage, trust me, megalomania is really easy to fix. In fact, I'm just going
Well,
to.
no, but you have to care about someone in order to
Sure.
be able to fix it.
Drifter cares about a lot of people.
Hmm.
But take an arcane beat.
Yep.
Because those are going to be super useful for the rest of this. I know.
Perry says, "You think Songbird's player would know what
To
this active hubris roll is?"
for
To
that
be
is,
fair,
yeah.
like it's been a bit since Songbird has pulled this
I haven't done the big
particular-
hubris in a while.
episode 100. We're coming back to Ash rolling one right at the start. So
All right. So, situation is For all intensive purposes.
I heard you.
Been de-escalated and
Sure. And it does look like the inversion has completed and reality. Okay, cool. Snap goes the
it's
incognito
over the course
presence.
of a few minutes, but yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
Goodbye.
fixed itself.
Yeah.
So what did I get off of those seers we killed?
Some tools, some cell phones, normal things that mages might have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, probably no soul stones, I would imagine. Yeah. Okay.
You don't generally carry those around with you.
I mean, there are some, but it's like we're going for a very specific purpose. We're going to go do this, and then we're going to put these back.
Well, or you're one of those ridiculous people that use it as a dedicated magical tool.
That's true.
It just seems risky.
Yeah, a little bit, yes. But there are some perks to it, so...
Yeah, I looked into that when I had the loop, dedicating like the soul stone as a tool.
Yep.
This is not my soul stone.
Yeah. Cool.
So, what do you do now?
I'm giving Bless a call as I sit here in the park. And I dismiss the Goetia, then dismiss incognito presence. just to clarify that.
So people don't see your posse of cowboys.
I mean, I don't care if they see them. I don't want them to see them suddenly disappearing.
Disappear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, gents.
All right.
Your service is appreciated. I got to call the boss now.
Bit of a stretch here, but can I combine forces in space to prowl through the phones to look for things that had strong connections?
You could just wake up the phone and look for like names or contacts.
Right, but they're all it's just a list of names and contacts, right? But like I want to delve into it, see which ones were meaningful to the owner of the phone.
That sounds more fate than well.
I mean,
So
feel like
forces for the energy side of things, but space to see which.
I feel like if you had the people alive, you could do that because you'd be taking their connection.
I know it's a stretch.
But yeah, they're dead now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the phone doesn't have a connection. The dead guy's dead.
I think that with them being dead, I think that'd be more of a fate territory.
But somebody on the other end might have a connection back to them.
But that doesn't help you here.
Because you can't cast on the other person.
Yeah.
space. It's really,
it's a good
really
idea
good.
for us. I think were they not dead?
Yeah.
I think it's a really good creative use of combinatory magic, conjunctive magic, whatever you want to call it.
You can also just try to find Acanthus.
Yeah, I mean,
Concilium's got him.
we do live in a concilium.
We live in a society.
Yes. Actually,
I mean, I have it in my backstory that I've got an Acanthus friend that comes and works at my shop sometimes, so we can make them real.
Sure. Okay, so you call Bless.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Drifter.
ma'am, do you want a status update, or do you just not want to know what happened?
Did you take care of everything?
Everything, no, but the current events that have happened in downtown Richmond, yes. Not exactly downtown. It's I don't know Richmond enough to know, but
Like,
They're just like in the middle of the city, yeah?
the river runs right through the middle of the city. Downtown is just north of it.
yeah. So near downtown.
Mhm.
Because, long story short, Orpheans enraged local werewolves. Your good boy Jonas was. Well, actually, we didn't have a problem with Jonas, but one of them, Javier, don't know if you know him. He came after us, not a problem. All werewolves unharmed, they're probably irritated. 2 Orpheans dead, have some of their accoutrements. Vicar is over trying to figure out if he can take that anywhere. There's a Supernal Being that inverted the Gauntlet. We inverted the Gauntlet back. So all told, all results, possibly reduced relationships with werewolves, 2 dead Orpheans, and possibly some leads to more Orpheans.
Well, all right.
It's been a day.
Yes.
It's had quite an afternoon there, son.
Yes.
You said Vicar is there?
Mm-hmm. And Amanita.
Curious turn of events.
Yeah. I was expecting this being me and a bunch of werewolves, so having some extra mage ended up being very, very, very useful.
All right. Well, thank you for the debrief, as it were.
Sure.
I guess I will talk to the pack and see how things are going with
Oh, you
see
didn't
how
mention
things
the
are
queen.
going.
Yeah.
Not mentioning the queen, just mentioning that there was an inversion and we fixed it.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you mentioned like possibly deteriorated relationships.
Oh, right, yes. That. Mhm.
She basically just talks about how she'll smooth it over and make him a cake or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, if that works, then fabulous. I will come and contribute any cake making work that is necessary. But if there is no further,
Honey, that won't be necessary.
I didn't figure it would be. I was
Someone
just,
like the Goetia, some really good chefs, though.
oh yeah, dude, Julia Andrews. Wait, Julia Childs,
You know what that again?
I mean, Julie Andrews is probably good at baking.
possibly. But yeah, Julia Childs.
Julia Roberts, just a whole
I
Mess of-
summoned the
mess of
Julias. Which one? You. Everybody else can go. I know it's one of you. Yes, summon Goetia with the resonance of Julia.
Jesus. Oh, man.
Yeah. Cool. In that case, if you don't have any immediate needs, I will follow up with Amanita and Vicar on because they seem to be on the hunt for the Orpheans as well. So I will follow up with them in the morning. In the meantime, I need to rest, recoup, and recover some lost.
And revivify.
Yes.
No, you're healed like a lot.
Yes,
He's all
I
good.
am almost half of my willpower and way low on my mana.
I have 3.
Fortunately, I have
Go
ablations.
burn through some stuff.
Wow,
Oblations.
you have
Yeah.
so much, man. The mana.
Um,
I wish I had 3.
You have oblations.
you have a problem, Craig. Like flat out.
This is a Craig problem, not a
burn
Paradox
mana.
problem.
I am afraid of Paradox, says Craig. Because that's most of where Craig mana goes.
I wanted to offer to fix the werewolves up from where they got like silver scarred. But I can't talk to them anymore. Can I have Bless pass along a message, I guess?
I will. I don't think that supernal magic would be able to fix it.
Because, I mean, the spell for mend
It's
literally says it fixes scars.
and
It's-
this is silver on werewolves.
Yeah,
is
It's more of a metaphysical, like, yeah.
Okay.
because I'm
I
pretty
mean-
sure the Luna gifts are like scarred silver.
Yeah.
They
Carved
probably
into them.
yeah they'll probably wear it as badges of honor.
Yeah, like
this
when a werewolf gives a gift, like a moon spirit, like literally
carves it into them.
carves in, and you take lethal damage equal to the like dots of renown you're getting. It's pretty. Now you heal lethal damage every 15 minutes,
Yeah.
but still pretty.
It hurts.
Still hurts.
Yeah, not great.
Like getting a tattoo.
Eh,
Still
I just
worse.
mean
Not
more,
quite.
Sure.
I mean,
In
scarification.
the long term, yes.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you probably have the like right set of arcana with like death, life, and spirit that if I was of the mind to say, yeah, mages can do this, then you probably could, but I like there being a bit of a separation. Mages can't do fucking everything. Other splats exist for a reason.
Right. It's fun when mages go, whoa, hang on, how did you do that?
Yep.
So yeah, Drifter is going to leave his phone number with Vicar and Amanita. Say, I'm going to be heading back to... Well, you don't need to know where. But if you all are interested in continuing to hunt down these Orpheans, I will see you all bright and early in the morning. And Vicar, if you happen to find anything, fabulous. If not, we can put our heads together tomorrow and make something happen when we're
Acquire
there.
some help, probably.
Potentially. But in the meantime, I need to go talk to, well, my inner demons. Bye.
Bye. Odd.
Best egos. Benny
He's
Ashmati,
strange.
actually.
Yep.
Okay.
You know any Acanthus?
Yeah.
Acanthi? Witches?
I didn't make up a name for my nebulous Acanthus friend, but
Ash didn't do a backstory thing.
I mean, she went
Are you feeling okay? Do you have a
half.
fever?
She went half
no,
Ash.
it's that I didn't
Half
think
Ash,
it would
goddamn
ever be relevant. But
Do
yes,
you think you can get a favor out of them?
probably. I mean, they come by on Saturdays to the shop and do tarot readings for people.
What a surprise. Today's Friday.
Yeah, I was going to say those exact words. I'm
Convenient.
surprised.
Yeah, I can ask them to take a look at these.
Yeah.
Do you want to come by the shop?
Can we do it now? Or is it...
I mean,
Probably tomorrow thing. Like,
yeah, it's
take
probably
time to,
tomorrow
like,
thing.
Yeah, because
get
the
in contact with
Acanthus
them and-
comes in on Saturday.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're going to be there rather than trying to call them up today.
Right.
All right, fair enough.
And I want to go rest. Like,
I gotta go rearrange some furniture or something.
okay. You're all sure.
You guys all have some very strange goodbyes. As Amanita is just like sitting there on a bench, like, what the fuck was that? Like
I know
back to
where
back.
I know where Amanita's shop is, right?
Yeah, I'll give you the address.
Okay.
I'm sure it's in the
Or
yellow pages.
the name, it's in Google.
Yeah.
Like,
So I'm heading back to my room.
I had
Baker.
these for 1.hello and 1XP.
Sure.
I'm going to say I bought
As
it.
you get back into the hotel room, you feel this like kind of tug at your sleeve and a little breath of cold air at your back.
Kind of jerk my arm away and turn around. Is she there, or is she just
Mhm.
hiding?
She's there.
What is it now?
Did you enjoy yourself today?
Yeah. It felt good.
It shouldn't.
So image is just an image of her?
Images can't speak, or you can't hear them.
But you have a connection to her.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can probably like hear a familiar inside your head or something, probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is what this is all about. Making them pay.
I think it stopped being about that a long time ago.
What do you mean? The whole
I
point of
think-
all this is to make them pay.
Why?
Because they can't just do what they did to you and still be around in the world.
Sure. But does that mean you do this to other people?
I do it to them.
So we just violently throw ourselves at every person we're at odds with until there's hundreds of me floating around.
Not every person. It's only seers. And he kind of winces when he says that. You saw what I did the other day.
I have repeatedly seen how far you are willing to go. And it terrifies me.
There's no turning back now.
There has to be, Vicar.
What do you think would happen if the Guardians found out what I did in that church? Or even the Seers found out what I did in that church?
Nothing good. And if you're preaching to me about the consequences, you shouldn't be committing the actions in the first place. Telling you to think through your actions is what I do. At least it is now.
What, I just stop, hang on my gun, go back to being a researcher like nothing ever happened? Somebody's got to stop them from doing that to anyone else. We were researchers.
And what are we now?
I don't really know. But I do know that nothing makes sense without you. It's all broken. I don't know how to fix the world.
Smashing it apart further isn't probably the right step. And if you continue, I'm scared that you'll be lost.
Or maybe I'll be with you.
And she just kind of fades off an image and stops talking for a while.
So Vicar's going to start to make a really good attempt at a bottle he's got
Fair.
in his bag.
Sounds about right.
Disappointed your ghost wife.
Like both, I think Amanita and Drifter can probably help you with the problem you have, Vicar. Whichever one you want to handle first. Speaking of, Chris,
Next season on the CW.
CW, yeah.
Jesus.
I saw that. Do you need me to roll summoning out some Goetia from my Oneros to settle my oblation of converse with the Goetic demons of myself? Okay.
You're good. Vicar cast bourbon.
Scotch, actually.
Yeah.
It's
That's true.
not very effective.
How does Amanita spend her Friday evening?
I don't know what the buildings are like in this part of town, so I'm making one up entirely. I basically have it that like I live over the shop
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's lots of townhouses and
with
Old
the store
buildings
underneath. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's where I'm going to say my hallow is. I'm just going to go relax and chill, tend to my plants, tend to my stock, work on the things I have growing to do. Basically, do more potent medicines.
Mhm.
Prepare some of those to be put out as to be sold.
Sure.
And I guess I'll take a mana from this hallow I've got.
That you bought on the fly. Yay!
Yeah, I had 1 XP left, and I didn't
Sure.
think
You
it
got
would
any?
matter.
You got any tasks?
Considering
So
she
what about
literally
Hallow?
just bought the Hallow, probably not.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's see, if I rest, I get a willpower back.
Yeah, overnight.
Mhm.
Get in sleep. Get some willpower.
And I'm gonna scour stamina and take 3 more now.
Cool. That we will pause.
Cool. What time are we at? Oh yeah, good timing. Right. So that was fun.
Eventful day.
Yes. I had plans for teleportation, but fortunately didn't have to try them.
You only teleported the river spirit instead.
Yeah, that.
It's probably harder, actually.
I don't know, because it would have been a -8 versus a -10.
-10, yeah. It was harder to
But-
teleport the spirit than the whole ground.
But and see, that's the thing. Swapping the place makes sense, but actually getting the whole shadow part to go, that was the part I was kind of iffy about. Now that it's passed, Chris was giving me a face.
That's
So
not going to work.
yeah, I was totally down to watch poor Drifter's face, just as he goes, "Ha ha!" And the land has swapped, and the gauntlet is still
It's
the
still
gauntlet.
here.
I'm like, I have now made this problem bigger. So yeah, cool. Yes, and we are still alive to some degree or another. Oh, which reminds me, actually, I'm going to check off that bashing wound because that's gone now. Cool. So thank you for joining us, guys and gals and everybody in between. There's no good way for me to recover from that. Moving on. As always, thank you for joining us. Come join us on Discord, YouTube guys and Twitch guys. You are all welcome. Come hang out, chat with us, talk about what we're doing, how Craig made a haunted person and then didn't give themselves death to be able to even interact with the familiar. This seems familiar.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Yes. So,
For story purposes.
sure. Absolutely.
Even short campaigns need some story.
Absolutely. But yes, come by Discord. We'd love to have you hear about the werewolf game that we've got some of the community playing in, including Chris, and their Pride Wolves, which has been fabulous, by the way. I just sit back, relax. I'm like,
Literally.
so there's that. That's yeetinto.space. You can support us monetarily. That's patreon.com/occultistsanonymous or staylucky.club. We have dropped back underneath the $200 level. that's fine. My wife says, fine, I'll keep editing your videos because it's not a big deal. So yay, I have a loving wife. So yes, but yeah, that does mean we have dropped below that milestone, which isn't like the milestones are just there for because they're cool. It doesn't really mean anything to us, but yeah, if you want to support us monetarily, that's where you can do it. And you can also see the character art before next week, because next week we'll actually have it on the overlay and stuff like that. We did,
And Songbird will be back.
Songbird will be back, and Songbird will be back.
Theirs. I mean,
Everybody else too.
And
but,
yes.
you know.
I guess, whatever.
So that'll be. I'm very excited, and notably, I have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday all basically clear for finalizing my plans. And these guys need to get back to me on what they're spending their XP on.
We already did. Or my character sheet's updated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You just hadn't told me. So I guess I need to go look at the character sheet. There you go. And because I want that stuff, so that will also be going up on Patreon. We'll have the completed, updated, as of episode 100 character sheets for all the players. Networks is already up there. We don't have Judd yet because there's no deviant character sheet. And then there may be, well, I've already told you, there's Athyrsis, who's going to be in the Cabal, who probably isn't going to have a character sheet just yet because I know they exist, but they're a nebulous dice pool world until I really need to nail them down. Similar to how Shanna was.
Make a prediction like 5 minutes into the first session. We'll need to narrow that.
No, we will not.
My prediction.
Because I'm just going to make sure they're not there for the first 5 minutes. Sorry, this is
Fair
rambling. If you guys missed it, the session 0 for the Technocracy Reloaded stream was absolutely fantastic and fabulous, and I'm looking forward to playing with those folks. I'm playing John Johnson, the clone kid, and it's going to be dumb and terrific. He has 1 dot in intelligence. I'm sure this will be fine. Yeah, so that's looking very, very interesting and wacky and Men in Black. Cool. Twitch guys, we'll be back in a couple minutes. YouTube guys, we'll see you on Friday. Bye.
Bye.